Ryan Garcia did it, baby. And whether all these boxing heads like it or not, he is a superstar. He might even be the biggest name in boxing at this point. After all that promotion, all the crazy talk online, quote-unquote crazy talk, Ryan at this point has said that all that shit was just shenanigans. He was just trying to sell the fight. It was just putting on an act. But he was saying some very important things that if you have ears to listen, then you would know that he is speaking on real issues going around the world regarding human trafficking, and mostly, which is what he was focusing on, was child trafficking. I don't know about all the Bohemian Grove stuff. I do know about Bohemian Grove. I've known about that for quite a while, but I don't know about his experience. I don't know how you're 2 years old and you remember such things, happening to you at Bohemian Grove, but whether he's telling the truth or he isn't, he's raising awareness, and he's now bringing that to the forefront once again, that topic of the elites, right? The quote-unquote lizard people, as some people would call them. I don't call them that personally, but I do know that there are some nefarious people doing nefarious things out there in this world, and Ryan Garcia is a fucking legend for bringing that to the forefront, right? Because people have been forgetting, right? If it's not right in front of people's faces, the general public tends not to pay attention unless it's force-fed down their throats, right, by the mainstream media. The mainstream media doesn't talk about it. Nobody seems to give a shit. Ryan Garcia is a legend. He's a man of God. He's raising awareness once again for the atrocities going on around the world. So we've got that out of the way. I didn't make a prediction for this fight. Ryan Garcia, I was convinced that maybe he wasn't training for the fight totally or taking it completely seriously, but I never counted him out because anybody with a left hook like that has a puncher's chance. Devin Haney has been chinny in the past. He's shown that he's a little bit chinny. He can be wobbled by these guys, and especially a guy like Ryan Garcia. Nobody in and around that weight really hits like Ryan Garcia. Maybe just Tank Davis, who did beat Ryan in his last fight. I want to see a rematch now. I want to see this crazy, partying, coked up Ryan Garcia, fighting for the children, dedicating everything to the Lord. I want to see this version of Ryan Garcia, right, against Tank Davis, because maybe it could be different. I don't know. I think the skill level, Tank Davis is still a few steps ahead of Ryan Garcia, but he exposed Devin Haney here. Devin Haney may be like the prettier boxer, right? Better footwork. He's got a nice quick jab, throws nice combinations, keeps the chin tucked and all that. He does all the things a boxer's supposed to do, and then Ryan just comes out of nowhere, chin up in the air, left hook go bonk, man. He's the Poetan of boxing, and it's incredible. I'm here for it. Left hook is the best base for combat sports in general. The first left hook that landed in the very first round wobbled Haney, had him on skates, and from that point on, he was extremely hesitant to open up because he did not want to be susceptible to that left hook counter. You could tell that Ryan Garcia hits like a damn truck, and he's quick. He's quick. He looked bigger. Obviously, he weighed in 3 pounds over, but he looks physically bigger, larger than Devin Haney. But he had the speed advantage and the power advantage, especially the speed. Like the power advantage, you would expect him to, right? But the speed advantage, you thought Devin Haney would be able to keep up a bit, but he wasn't able to. And it might have been the second or the third round. Devin did land a nice little left hook of his own, tip of the chin, put Ryan on wobbly legs for a moment. But that was really the only moment of the fight where Ryan looked to be in any danger. It was an incredible performance. I don't know about defensively. Like, there were some moments where he would put up sort of a Philly shell and then turn his back towards Devin in a way which does seem against the rules. But he never got a warning for that. Yet he gets a point deducted for a punch off the break that I didn't really think had much on it anyway. You'd expect a warning to come first before taking a point, but the first, major foul that he commits, if you could even call that a foul, is a point deduction. Meanwhile, Devin Haney holding on for dear life. I would say there should have been about 5 or 6 knockdowns scored in that fight. I think there were about 3 that were scored, like legitimate knockdowns, but there were times where Devin Haney was leaning all of his weight into Ryan Garcia just for him to collapse to the canvas. Ref picks him back up, says no knockdown. I don't know. I thought it was a little bit suspicious. Ryan was committing his fair share of fouls, honestly comical ones, but Devin was committing fouls to stay in the fight. It's the biggest difference. He was committing fouls to stay in the fight, and the only rounds that Ryan won, that Devin won, were rounds that Ryan took off and decided to do his Philly shell, show the back, defense for the majority of the round, or for the entirety of the round essentially, and have no output. So maybe that was how Ryan decided, maybe he wasn't in the best physical condition coming into the fight, so that's why he decided that rounds in between, he scores a 10-8 here, okay, I can take the next round off. That kind of seems like the mentality that Ryan came into this fight with, but it ended up working out for him. Whichever judge scored the fight a draw, I understand that it makes sense. If you go round by round, it kind of makes sense. If you give certain rounds to Devin that he probably shouldn't have been given in the first place, it makes sense. But if you score the rounds honestly, Ryan Garcia won that fight by a landslide. There were probably like 2 or 3 rounds that you can maybe give to Devin, but that's about it. Obviously, I don't remember the fight play by play. It was on 420. I did get a bit stoned with some friends. We watched the fight, and all I could think was, God damn, Ryan Garcia is one of the fastest punchers I have ever seen. Throwing long combinations, catching Devin Haney in the corner at that one point where he threw, I believe it was a right hand, and then he caught him with the left hook on the chin, and then right hand again, then another left hook, put Devin Haney down. Another one where he threw the jab, connected with it, and then instantly threw the left hook, completely caught Devin Haney off guard, put him in wobbly legs, and hurt him once again. It seemed like whenever Ryan wanted to hurt Devin, he hurt him. Wow. What a fight. One of the fights of the year. I mean, as far as boxing goes, I can't really think of a better fight that I've seen in quite a while. Maybe past the Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury fight, the first one between them. This one was exceptional. And the judges, the officials, commentators, they did everything that they could to make you think that Devin Haney was in this fight when he really wasn't. Boxing is a joke. The only reason to watch boxing at this point is for the prize fights. Those are the only fights that I watch personally. I understand if you follow boxing as an art. I do respect boxing as an art. I really do. But the politics involved, it's just not ideal. It's just not ideal. As a viewer, it takes me out of it. And I went into this main event expecting a robbery here, and I was surprised that we didn't actually get that, because the co-main event was criminal. I don't even know who these guys are. I think the challenger for whichever belt it was Sean McComb. I remember his name because he got completely robbed out of that title in that fight. He was fighting against a guy, I think it was Barbosa Jr. I don't know. I don't pay attention to this shit. But he's a Golden Boy fighter, I believe. And he got schooled. He got schooled for the entirety of the fight. There's maybe a round you could give him. Maybe one round. Sean McComb, for the most part, long combinations, catching him, outlanding him heavily in majority of these rounds, making this Barbosa dude, this undefeated guy with this padded record, look like an amateur in there. Sean completely pieced him up from pillar to post. Even when he was on the back foot, defensively he was sound, and he was countering off and essentially negating everything that Barbosa was doing coming forward with his defense and his counterpunching. It was an awful robbery, so it kind of set the tone going into the main event. So I'm not surprised that one scorecard did score the fight a draw. It's literally best case scenario for Devin Haney in that one. There is not a single other outcome that would even make a little bit of sense to give Devin Haney the win there. Makes no sense. Still, even a draw makes no sense. But I guess, right, the closer rounds you could give to Devin Haney. But the commentators, everybody is surrounded the fight. You could tell that everyone was supposed to root for Devin in this one. But Ryan Garcia, he did it. He did it for the children. The man's a legend. He is a superstar. He has to be the biggest name in boxing. I don't know if I've said that already, but he has to be. At this point, after a performance like that, with all the media stir-ups he's been putting out there, just completely throwing everyone for a loop just to go out there and perform like that. I can't believe it, man. Ryan Garcia deserves all the respect in the world. Who needs footwork? Who needs footwork? Who needs head movement? Who needs to tuck the chin? Who needs these things when you have a left hook that can put anyone down at any time? It seems like every single time this guy lands a clean left hook, motherfuckers go down. It's crazy. It's a cheat code. I cannot wait to see what Ryan Garcia does next. He's still only 25 years old. Man, God bless him. God. Wow. This definitely didn't convert me to a boxing fan. But if I wasn't a Ryan Garcia fan before the promotion, God knows I am now. And I'm going to support everything that motherfucker does, because he is a serious diamond in the rough in this shit. Like, for him to put everything on the line, speak out the way that he's been speaking out about global atrocities around the world, right? That nobody else with his platform would even think to speak of. He deserves all the respect in the world, man. Even if you think what he's saying is crazy, it doesn't matter. He had the balls to put himself out there and really put his career and potentially even his life on the line. If you think about the amount of people who have spoken out about certain things that he was speaking out about, a lot of them have lost their lives. So Ryan Garcia, respect. I will support everything you do from this point on. You're a legend. Don't let it go to your head, though. Please don't let it go to your head. Stay humble. Stay God-fearing. Anyway, guys, that's it. Those are my thoughts on the fights, or the fight, the main event. But that co-main, Sean McComb, if I was him, I would be appealing that decision ASAP, because that motherfucker got robbed in that one horribly. So anyway, guys, have a good one. See you in the next video. Peace out. I haven't thought of an outro for these videos yet, so bear with me as I work out the kinks there. I gave you about 3 different options. Let me know in the comments if you like either of those options. Peace out. See you in the next one, whatever. I'm not too sure. Anyway, see you later. Good night. Sleep well. Boom.